Hello out there, all you beautiful internet wackadoodles. It's time for yet another video posted here on www.youtube.com. Today I want to talk about a little piece of audiovisual ephemera I saw from a YouTuber called Venus Theory titled, "So, YouTube Destroyed My Last Video." Now you might think with a title that extreme that Venus Theory's last video was deleted from YouTube. But that's not what the video is about. It's just about Venus Theory's video being made 18 plus and demonetized because it features footage of a Waffle House fight in it. For those of you who don't watch Venus Theory, and I should probably stop watching Venus Theory, but for whatever reason I'm addicted to this hot trash. He's basically a leading figure in bland, commercialized, soft piano music, usually with sort of an electronic bent. I would argue he's the modern-day equivalent of Barry Manilow, because companies are always going to need really cheap, processed swill that they can just shove into the back of their promotional video or demo reel or whatever have you. And Venus Theory basically fulfills that role. He's pretty much the Muzak of the modern age. Forgettable, bland, artistically bereft. Yet he takes it upon himself to make videos wherein he gives advice to young musicians, which I think is probably pretty harmful to the music industry, considering that I really doubt this guy has ever made, like, The Wall or anything. I don't really see this guy making, like, The Wall. I just kind of see him making, like, commercial jingles volume 3 for Kmart, or whatever the modern equivalent of Kmart is, like a frickin' Five Below or a frickin' Zoomies or whatever. I can definitely see his tracks being played at like a Zoomies. So that's basically what Venus Theory's whole shtick is, and his other shtick is just being extremely cheesy and like post-ironic and being like, "I'm a hipster, howdy doody buckaroonies." I stopped saying howdy when I was like 9. When I had a made-up language I called Nickelodeon, and then I was like, well, you know, that's kind of immature. I'm just going to say hi from now on. But I guess some people never really outgrow their howdy-doody buckaroonies phase, and he just seems to think like that's the funniest fucking catchphrase. It's going to really catch on. Everyone's going to go, howdy-doody buckaroonies. I have better catchphrases than that. Anyway, so in this video, Venus Theory goes over how he included footage of a Waffle House fight, which apparently took place somewhere in the South or something. It's one of those public freak-out videos that makes the rounds on the internet every so often. People start throwing chairs and getting pissy and taking their anger out on the employees at so-and-so restaurant. And this happens to be one at a Waffle House, and Venus Theory's video was removed. In the video itself, the one that was removed, not the one where he complains about its removal, he was illustrating some point about Waffle House's in-house generic record label that puts out Waffle House-themed music, which I've seen like a million videos on. It's kind of boring to hear about at this point. What I find especially funny is that like none of Venus Theory's music has more artistic integrity than any of the shit that Waffle House stocks up on their jukebox. In fact, the Waffle House songs probably have more integrity. Like, at least they're about something. They're not just slow, boring, bland, instantly forgettable instrumental pieces. I think Venus Theory might legitimately be kind of losing it here, because he goes on for like this excessively lengthy tirade about how YouTube is horrible for making this video that showed like a public freakout incident 18 plus, and how, oh no, it's not monetized and I'm not paying the bills. I'm not able to pay the bills anymore. Dang it. I'm losing money here because YouTube chose to age restrict my video. I'm so sick of YouTubers complaining about monetization and when YouTube decides to make their videos 18 plus. And especially the fact that Venus Theory thinks he's the first person in history to ever point this out or something, that it's mildly frustrating when YouTube makes one of your videos 18 plus or demonetizes it. Like it's this grand revelation. Wow, this is so important. Look at me. Aren't I revealing something new here? That some videos on YouTube aren't advertiser friendly or might not be appropriate for all ages. It's going to sound like I'm sucking up to YouTube here for a moment, but I've been on the cesspool of the internet, Reddit, and compared to that shit, YouTube is actually a pretty damn well-run website. They have pretty effective moderation, they have pretty effective filters, they're pretty fair across the board from user to user. They don't really give anyone special treatment unless you're like Mr. Beast or something. And all things considered, I think YouTube is probably the best mainstream website. It's much more efficient in conveying information than TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those. At the end of the day, the only criteria I judge a website on if it's on the internet is how effectively it can convey information. I've had some issues with YouTube removing or censoring my content. One of the videos for my web series Hypnagogic Archive doesn't have comments turned on, and there's no way to turn the comments on because it has a puppet in it. And so YouTube assumes, oh, that's probably for children. Do I whine about that? No, it's to be expected. Algorithms aren't going to work perfectly 100% of the time, and if that means some people can't comment on one of my videos, then so be it. YouTube deleted one of my early videos back in 2019 because it had some boundary-pushing topical humor that was a little on the extreme side, and it was one of my earliest videos, and it's now kind of lost internet media / history. It's kind of a moment in time that I'll never get back, but at the end of the day, I blame myself because back then I wasn't storing every video I make on a big hard drive like I am now. So if YouTube deletes some of my videos, I have nobody to blame but myself because I didn't take it upon me to preserve them. As I see it, all that really matters to me isn't that my videos get huge and popular. It's not that my videos are monetized. It's just that I have my videos and I've made my videos. That's all that brings me fulfillment. I don't need a massive audience, and in fact, I seriously doubt I'll ever have an audience here on YouTube even remotely approaching that of Venus theory. It's probably not going to happen because my videos are typically algorithm cancer, and they're lucky if they pass 50 views. That's a good video. Over 50 views means I've done my fucking job. I'm fully aware every time I make and record and edit a video and put fun little effects in it that it's probably only going to be seen by a couple of people. But that's okay with me because so long as you see it, you've seen it. And that's alright. I don't need a gajillion million people to see it, and I sure as fuck don't need to make any money off it. I'd like to make money off it, but I haven't made money off any of my videos because to make money off your videos on YouTube, you not only need to pass their special background check, but you also have to have over 1,000 subscribers and an obscene amount of watch hours. And getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube means that you're in like 1% of YouTubers. Barely anyone ever crosses that threshold of the vast amount of users here on YouTube. Barely anyone crosses 1,000. Crossing 10,000 or 100,000 or shit like that, that's obscene. Nobody's doing that. That's statistically impossible for everyone to reach those insane numbers. So I've just resigned myself to, the most I'll probably ever get off this fucking website is 1,000 because by their very nature, my videos, which I like to think have a modicum of artistic integrity, generally aren't that appealing to a mainstream audience. They aren't exactly rife to catch on and get viral. I don't resent this position. I kind of like being obscure, in fact, because it makes people who find my videos feel like they've stumbled upon some hidden treasure, and I like that. I don't know how I would respond to going mainstream all of a sudden, and all of a sudden I got like 100,000 people to pacify, and respond to in the comments section. I feel like that would be sort of overwhelming. While I don't resent my position at the bottom, it's so fucking insufferable when the big fish, like Venus Theory, whine and complain about this shit. And add to that Venus Theory's, what, like late 20s, fucking 30? I'm 21. It's sad that I have more maturity about my position on this website than this frickin' Venus Theory guy. In the video, Venus Theory tries to be really edgy by making a bunch of penis jokes and saying the F word all the time, except in order to get monetized, because he really wants to get monetized on this video where he complains about how his last video was demonetized, he's like, I'm a censor all the times I say the F word. Here's a little life hack, here's a little secret for all you aspiring YouTubers out there. You can say fuck in a video. It'll make your video probably get demonetized or not brand friendly or 18 plus, or maybe it'll just mean that your video isn't going to be seen by as many people as maximally possible, and it's not going to go through the algorithm and get picked up and rocket into the atmosphere. But you can say fuck in a video, go for it. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody should give a shit. If your video is demonetized because you cuss a lot, then don't try to control that. It's just going to make you look more awkward. Just cuss a lot and have the people who like cuss words watch you, and everyone else, fuck off. It's really that simple. That's my approach to video production, and it explains why I'm still at about 600 subscribers after 4 years of posting content regularly. Because I don't care how much I appeal to a mainstream, widespread audience, just so long as I make fucking videos, and I have those videos, and a couple people see them. That's all I need. Venus Theory's video, which he claims was destroyed by YouTube, has over 1,000 views, which for me is insane. Only a couple of my videos have over 1,000 views. One of them is my video on Kiki Stockhammer, which only got popular very recently because it was posted to some trashy tech blog, and then for about a day it went up in views by like 1,000, and then it just like stopped right there, and it's definitely not going to like keep rising incrementally at a faster pace as the algorithm just keeps picking it up and it goes into orbit. Oh my gosh, you know, it's exponential growth. YouTube doesn't work like that for me. It's never worked like that for me. The first couple days of videos out, it might get like 20 views, and then it just stops forever, and it might get like 1 view in the next year. But that's because, again, I don't generally make videos to pander to people, and I make videos about what I'm interested in, and generally that tends to be pretty fucking obscure and niche. Venus Theory might not realize that this is how YouTube works, but simply by mentioning Waffle House in his video, YouTube picks up on that metadata. It notices that he says Waffle House, that he's talking about Waffle House, and simply by virtue of that, his video is going to get loads more fucking views, even if it is 18 plus, even if it is demonetized. He's talking about fucking Waffle House, which is about the most mainstream shit it's possible to go for, except maybe In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out Burger might be the only restaurant that has as much of an insipid fucking cult following as Waffle House. Waffle House is generally viewed by people as a cultural icon, especially down in the South. Down in the South, if you know Waffle House, that's the shiznit, bruh. Oh yeah, let me go down to Waffle House and eat a tasty platter of smackins. I don't live in the South, though. I live in fucking Denver, which doesn't happen to be the South. So to me, as a Denverite, I've never been inside a Waffle House in my fucking life because there really aren't any here in Denver. I'm pretty sure there's like one in Inglewood. I know there's one in Longmont, but I've never been inside those because they look run down and tacky, and I'm not interested in eating there. They're not a cultural icon here in Denver, which is where I live and have lived for my entire life. There's a really great restaurant that closed down about 2012. It was called Tammy's Burger Haven, and goddamn, this was one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Really great food, And I've been inside there more times than I've ever been inside a Waffle House, which happens to be 0. I'm pretty sure I ate at Tammy's Burger Haven like 3 times. But it was one of the most intrinsically Denver places you could possibly go to. The minute you stepped in there, you're like, yeah, fuck, this is Denver. This is a Denver cultural icon right now. But the problem is that Denver cultural icons generally don't get noticed or respected or memed upon the same way that restaurants like Whataburger or Waffle House or In-N-Out Burger do. And I think that's seriously fucked up, that Denver restaurants don't get memed, don't get these insipid, loyal fan bases that are like, oh yeah, Tammy's Burger Haven, let's talk about Tammy's Burger Haven for 5 fucking minutes, you know? Let's talk about Tammy's Burger Haven and all the inside Tammy's Burger Haven jokes that we've cooked up in our little noggins. I could go on and on about Tammy's Burger Haven for hours. Right, that just doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure all the Waffle Houses in the Denver-ish area are located in the suburbs so that Southerners who move here can go like, oh yeah, we just moved into Highlands Ranch and there's a Waffle House right here. What do you say we munch up a heap of griddles? But I find it particularly annoying that people come here and are like, well, you have to respect our culture, but we ain't gonna respect your culture. Tammy's Burger Haven, what the fuck is that? I only knows about Waffle House, 'cause I'm from Wappa Choppa, yo. It's a serious double standard that goes on, whereby as a Denverite who's aware of local customs and things, I feel perpetually left out of every single conversation, because everything that's talked about beyond Denver is entirely alien to me. I only know the Denver experience, and virtually nothing beyond that. So of course, my videos, where I might mention or reference Tammy's Burger Haven from time to time, are by default, simply by virtue of mentioning something that obscure and niche, going to get way less views than Venus Theory, who talks about Waffle House. And if I talked about Waffle House in my video, it'd probably get more views. More people who have been to Waffle House would go, oh yeah, I've been to Waffle House. That's the quirked up fucking restaurant to the max. Did you know they have their own fucking songs on the jukebox? Ain't that fucking crazy, huh, bro? But I simply don't put Waffle House in any of my videos, except this one, I suppose, where I mention it heavily, because I've never been inside a fucking Waffle House. Waffle House does not cross my mind all that often, because it's just not really a thing here. So there's just one example of the many, many ways in which Venus Theory's videos would be more appealing to a massive audience than my videos, and that's just to be expected. The fact that Venus Theory still feels entitled to whine and complain about how his video is 18 plus and doesn't make as much money, it's fucking pathetic and sad, and I'm so tired of this shit, of YouTubers complaining, oh no, my video is demonetized, how will I pay the bills? Well, here's a fucking idea. Get a VCR, get some blank VHS tapes, record your best videos onto the VHS tapes, and then sell them to your fucking audience for more money than you ever possibly could have made on YouTube. Because the long and short of it is, if you have over 10,000 fucking people watching your videos, if you have an audience that numbers in the 6 fucking digits, you can probably monetize that audience in extremely creative ways. If you can't monetize that audience, if 100,000 fucking people have subscribed to you, but you're not able to monetize them beyond the YouTube website, maybe you're just not that interesting, or you don't have a fucking imagination. Heck, if you're a cheapskate who wants to offer your clientele an inferior product, just go to fucking Office Depot, spend $10 on like 50 DVDs, and just burn those in your computer's hard drive, and then say, hey, you can pay $20 for my DVD. Bam, you've made yourself just an insane profit, because if you can reach an audience of 100,000 people odds are at least a few of them are the type who'd be willing to spend money on a physical product that showcases your videos on it. Like, this isn't genius shit, and it's better than using Patreon or GoFundMe or anything, because those services are middlemen. If you just burn your raw product, your videos, onto a physical format and then sell them directly to your consumers, you're cutting out the middleman, you're making more money than you could using Patreon or GoFundMe or whatever, and your consumer is getting a quality product. It's not that hard. The only reason that my VHSs don't sell as well is because I don't reach 100,000 fucking people. I'd kill for those numbers. So at the end of this video, where Venus Theory goes on a long, boring, repetitive, tired rant that I've heard 1,000 times before across the years, he tries to pretend like it's all an exaggerative joke and like he's not actually butthurt about his video being made 18 plus and demonetized, and he's like, well, YouTube should just make things clearer. And it's like, well, if I put a video of some like redneck assault up on YouTube, yeah, it'd probably be made 18 plus. It's not different just because it's in a Waffle House, you know, it's a violent confrontation. It could get demonetized. That's a possibility. Deal with it. It's YouTube, and if you don't know the rules, then maybe once in a while one of your videos will get demonetized, or comments will be turned off, or it might be deleted. You might get a community guidelines strike. Deal with it. Grow the fuck up. None of it matters in the long run, because the goal of you on YouTube should not be to make money off YouTube. It should be to further your career as like a videographer and producer in the world of media, and actually build up an audience who wants to see your videos so much that they'd watch them other places besides YouTube, like on VHS perhaps. I think YouTubers are too reliant on YouTube for an income stream, but if you actually take into account the fact that YouTube hosts so much fucking video, all that server space, hours and hours of, and incomprehensibly huge hours of video content that they do for free, the fact that you can make a video entirely for free and upload it onto the internet for free and have that reach potentially a worldwide audience, provided that they search for it. Not that the YouTube algorithm will hand it to them on a silver platter, but that if they search for it, they'll find it. This shit was inconceivable 50 years ago. 50 years ago, you just watched TV. Now you can watch any video ever, whenever you want, worldwide. That's fucking insane. And I think the utility and value of the service that YouTube provides, the fact that you can just upload a video and have it be seen around the fucking world entirely for free, and their business model basically loses money. In fact, YouTube might go defunct now because they've relied on investor capital for so long without actually seeing any substantial profits or returns. And if that happens, I won't care. I'll just put all my videos on VHS and sell them to people who actually care about them. But just the service that YouTube provides is like extremely valuable and useful. And imagine whining about that. I think that's why most of the best YouTube videos are from, like, 2005, 2010. You can find some real gems from that era, because that's back when YouTube was just full of, like, really passionate, independent filmmakers who just wanted to make fun things and weren't worried about making money every fucking month, and weren't worried about, oh no, my video is demonetized. Because back then there wasn't such a thing as demonetization. You just watched a fucking video and it was funny or scary or whatever, and then you went about your fucking day and you didn't worry about, oh no, I'm being destroyed. Even though you're not being destroyed, you're just not advertiser friendly, which makes perfect fucking sense. You're still able to upload your shit. Back in the early days of YouTube, there wasn't a profit motive, even with figures like the Angry Video Game Nerd. He didn't make any fucking money off his videos unless people went to screwattack.com or bought his videos on fucking VHS. That's the business model that I think is the most sustainable, what Cinemassacre did back in the day. Just sell your fucking videos on VHS, upload them to YouTube for free, people who like them will buy them on VHS. A pretty good modern day example that doesn't involve VHS would be Rob Ager, a film analyst here on YouTube. He's very adamant about his videos being explicitly demonetized because most of them have ideas and are a little on the edgier side, and he tends to kind of be honest about various topics, like brutally honest about certain movies and stuff and his various opinions. So YouTube isn't going to monetize that shit, and he knows that. Hence, he has an entire separate website where you go to download videos, and that might seem like an alien concept in today's day and age, downloading a video to your computer and watching it there and paying for it. But it's not that hard a thing to wrap your mind around, and more people should implement shit like that. More people should implement more creative shit than that. There are a million ways to monetize a paying viewing audience. If you make videos that are good and people like, you don't have to be monetized on YouTube, and you shouldn't rely exclusively on YouTube's paycheck, because it's not reliable. It's not a reliable thing. It never was a reliable thing. And the worst thing you can do is complain and whine and moan about it. Holy shit, that gets old. I mean, just the fact that you can make videos about controversial YouTube policies or getting demonetized or getting made age restricted, I would argue that's proof that YouTube is pretty dang tolerant and pretty open to ideas and willing to let you speak your mind. If you see a problem with the system, then you can make a video about it and it might reach people, and if it doesn't, then tough cookies. But at the very least, they don't actively censor you from critiquing their policies if their policies are corrupt. When I was on Reddit for like 3 years, I saw just unhindered corruption on every conceivable level. It was an absolute dumpster fire of poorly handled privilege where the hierarchy was like completely broken on every level. And I would make memes and stuff that was like, Reddit sucks ass, you know. And I was banned for that. I was shadow banned. I was banned multiple times. I was censored up the ass. That's a website that doesn't value your input as a user, and generally I wouldn't recommend using websites like that. But as far as I can tell, YouTube makes pretty good decisions. They make a pretty good compromise between what the advertisers will enjoy and what the users will enjoy and what the viewers will enjoy. Those are a lot of groups that you have to pacify at once, but from everything I've seen, YouTube's a pretty damn well-run website. Compared to the shit that's out there, compared to the incompetence I've seen, I don't see anything nearly as bad on YouTube. I guess at the end of the day, my message to someone like Venus Theory would be that if you can't handle the fact that your videos are getting slightly censored or might not reach the widest audience possible, then you sure as fuck shouldn't refer to yourself as an artist, because if all you're concerned with is going mainstream and reaching the big views and making the big bucks, that's antithetical to art. And nobody should take anything you have to say about music production or work ethic or anything seriously. It's all a bunch of bloated nonsense from someone who has no idea what the heck he's talking about and clearly has not actually like interacted with real art in a good dang while. He says in the video that he doesn't want to come off as entitled and it's not that big a deal, but like, you are entitled and you are acting like it's a really big deal that one of your many videos that continue to serve as revenue streams as long as the algorithm keeps feeding them to people and people keep watching them. You are entitled if you make an entire ass video just whining about, oh no, one of my videos isn't going to be seen by quite as many people. It's one of the most insufferable behaviors I've ever seen, but somehow I just keep watching Venus Theory videos because they're hilariously incompetent. And I just find it funny that people like Venus Theory are looked up to as like experts, especially in a creative field in today's day and age. Like Venus Theory would probably make for like a decent accountant, maybe if you went into accounting and he had like a course on accounting. but I wouldn't buy like a master class from him or something on music production, because it's not like you're going to become the next big hit or anything listening to anything this guy says. It's all just like pseudoscientific nonsense. Aw dang, I'm at the Waffle House and I'm gonna make a video about the Waffle House because that's fucking hilarious and everyone is gonna eat that up. No pun intended, bro. I guess that's all I really had to say. Just, you know, if you're a YouTuber and one of your videos gets demonetized, just don't complain about it, because odds are all your viewers, some of whom are content creators themselves, you're just going to look like a big, you know, know-it-all braggart to them, to be like, my 100,000 subscriber channel got half the views this month. Boo fucking who? You know, most of your viewers probably have like 10 fucking subscribers, but they make better content than you do that's more original and interesting. It's just that nobody fucking watches it because it's not appealing to the algorithm. I've learned from 4 years of video production here on YouTube, coming up on 5 years at this point, that I'm not gonna make a shit ton of money off of this. Even if I ever do reach eligibility for monetization, I'm probably just going to be like, nah, not interested. Because I can make money off my audience in other ways. If you have 100,000 fucking people watching you, and you can't come up with a single way to make money off that doesn't involve them watching you on YouTube, if you can't just think, hey, you know, I could just post a video that says, I'm gonna make a t-shirt. It's the best t-shirt. If you can't advertise that t-shirt in a fun, captivating, enthralling way that appeals to your fan base and make more money off that shirt than you would off a fucking YouTube video, then you're probably just not all that entertaining, and you probably just got popular because you mentioned Waffle House a lot. Anyway, that's all I really had to say for today. Sayonara, suckers.